Hey guys, I'm one win off my best placement ever, and it's the last day of the season, so I figure I might as well just record this. Yeah, I'm running P.E.K.K.A minions. It's pretty standard deck. It's not the toxic triple tank deck that's been going around, but it's just an okay deck, actually. There are some matchups that I kind of just lose off rip from not having good cards. Evo Snowball probably means Drill, if I had to guess. Furnace, Evo, Snowball, almost certainly Drill. I'm running Poison in this deck, specifically for the Furnace, actually. You could argue that Fireball is more balanced, but I kind of need that Poison for the Furnace players. I do have a lot of Furnace counters, like the Ghost goes invisible in between hitting the Fire Spirits, Ewiz one-taps Fire Spirits, and Bandit can dash on them. But if they just protect if they just protect the Furnace, then problems happen. Guard, Snowball, Barb Barrel, Furnace. Could be Loon, never mind, it's a spam deck. Alright, I'm gonna P.E.K.K.A this. Boss Bandit's worst case scenario is into a unit where it can just beat her dashes and just also kill her in the 1v1. He decides to P.E.K.K.A into that, so I think I'm gonna push opposite lane because he's not back to his guards for a second, and if the XE won't full defend the P.E.K.K.A. So he's gonna have to spend something else on that lane, which means that he's gonna have a big overcommit there. Unless he lets the XE go, which is also a bad idea for him. I'm gonna zap this, try and make sure that the thing dies. Really? The guards can pull? Okay, that's annoying. I guess that's fine. I got a lot of elixir out of that and a smidge of damage. So he's got Boss Bandit, XE, Barb Barrel, Snowball, Guards. What else have I seen? I feel like I've seen something else. Furnace. And Ram Rider. So that's 7 of his 8 cards so far. I'm kind of sensing that he's got Lightning in his deck, because most of these decks, these Evo XE spam decks typically play Lightning. I'm glad to have P.E.K.K.A in this matchup. By the way, my personal opinion, Evo P.E.K.K.A is not the greatest thing in the world. Like, Evo Zap and Evo Ram are just better. Evo Ram basically wins you the game automatically into cycle players, and Evo Zap is absolutely necessary for playing into log bait. Not really that I'm facing log bait or cycle very much in these days, since it's just Furnace spam all day. But I don't want to lose matchups that I could possibly not lose by having those Evos. I don't mind leaking here. I've got an advantage of about a quarter towers, so it's on him to make the move, and later in the game generally favors me. Alright, he bandits the back, I P.E.K.K.A the back as well. He's probably gonna ram with this if I had to guess, right? Actually, I don't know if his ram is in cycle right now. He decides to Evo XE, so he spent 11 elixir on my P.E.K.K.A now, 12 elixir on my P.E.K.K.A. So I'm just gonna start doing the whole opposite lane thing, but again, 13 elixir on my P.E.K.K.A. I guess he's trying to keep his XE alive. Poison, Ewiz. Did not work to keep his XE alive, so we spent all that elixir only to have his XE go down anyway, huh? That's fun. He probably figured that was going to work because, well, Evo XE is overpowered, so just logically protecting it would give you a lot of value, but P.E.K.K.A is P.E.K.K.A. You can't really just expect things to work out with P.E.K.K.A. I have the Evo Zapdos, which is kind of unfortunate. Zap is very good into charging units, though, so having the double zap means that Ghost Evo Zap should full counter this. I'm actually going to split minions here. Split minions is a pretty annoying play because since there's one minion in each lane, there's no 1 elixir card that actually does counter 1 minion, which means that it's practically guaranteed value when I play it that way. I get a ram connection, which is very nice, but that was a little bit of an overcommit on my end, so I'm a little bit worried about this defense now. I do have my Ewiz for his ram, though. Since I'm expecting a lightning, I'm going to play all my stuff high here. Interesting ram. Typically not supposed to play that into a P.E.K.K.A there. I'm going to go ram opposite lane here. I think that he might just be dead right now. He's got guards for this P.E.K.K.A, so I will minions behind this. He doesn't have anything good for my minions on defense. His best counter is the Furnace, but of course, that's already gone. Alright, I'm pretty sure that's game. He should give up here. Right then, very quick episode. Ain't no way I'm going to try pushing past this. This is just barely in my top placement now. Maybe I'll actually play one more. That's greedy. I probably shouldn't, but I will. Alright. This might have been a terrible idea. We'll see in a second. The 20-win challenges don't really intimidate me at all because I've beaten a lot of those players before. Looks like we're facing the triple tank deck. I'm thinking of ghosting first play. You can never ram first play into these guys because if you ram, they will kill you. Because you need they will play P.E.K.K.A Gob Giant. You need to tank their... Oh, looks like he's not playing P.E.K.K.A, he's playing Prince instead. So the thing with ram is that it's actually like a really good tank. So a lot of the time what you end up doing is you use the ram to tank for things. Alright, good. I played my minions outside of the Curse Rage there, but it looks like I might just be dead anyway. The prince charges? Yeah, it's already game off rip there. I didn't have a good cycle. I need to have my P.E.K.K.A. in hand, and, well, I didn't have my P.E.K.K.A. in hand. And this is why I say that it's usually not a good idea to play when you know that you shouldn't, because, if anybody decides that you're not going to win off luck, they can just make you not win off luck, so, there wasn't really much I could have done there better. Alright, I'll Ghost, zap this, try and keep my tower a little bit longer. At least, the least I can do is make him Curse Rage that, because, his Curse Rage is really good against my minions, so as long as he doesn't have that, then I'm fine. I have my P.E.K.K.A. in this cycle, so if he goes all in again, then it's not going to work out as well for him this time. But he's not going to go all in again. He got lucky in the first cycle, so he doesn't need to go all in again. He's just waiting for me to go on offense now. That's, really annoying. Yeah. It's once you have the game-winning advantage, you can kind of just sit back and wait for people to play into you. Like I did against that, what I was doing against that other player earlier with the bandit, with the boss bandit, what I was doing was I just sit back and wait for him to make plays. Because while I'm waiting for him to make plays, he has to go into me. And of course, since I have a card that counters his stuff, every time he plays into me, he's taking a negative trade. So now I have to be the one to take the negative trades. But considering his deck design, I just cannot handle taking the negative trades. I'll Ghost this. I'm going to Ghost a little bit late so that the Barb doesn't get any hits on it. He decides to Prince. I think that this is my chance to go in now, because he's spending a lot of elixir on that lane. So I'm going to Ram and then P.E.K.K.A. in front and ignore the Prince. He decides to Skelly... Not Skelly King. Giant Skelly, which means that I actually stand a pretty solid chance of surviving this. I'm going to Evo Zap this side. I'm going to take a whole lot of King Tower damage here, but I don't know, maybe it'll work out. So this kind of stuff is the nonsense that you need in order to make comebacks, where he made a bad play, and I gave up a lot of my King Tower damage for it, but in return for giving up a lot of my King Tower, I managed to get myself back in the game. So he can realistically just sit back and defend again, but I don't think he's going to do that, because now, in the mental, the game has shifted in kind of my favor-ish. I'm gonna kite this over, and then probably P.E.K.K.A. for the Xy. Pecky. Alright, I've got Ghost and Ewiz coming down the lane for this Prince, so I think that I shouldn't have to worry about that. Alright, I can just minions on top of this. He'll probably Curse Rage that, but I don't really mind it, because I've got both my Ewiz and my Bandit in hand right now, so I don't have to worry about the Prince doing any nonsense. He's gonna have a hard time dealing with my P.E.K.K.A. Never mind. Bandits, minions, just full counter. I don't have Ewiz or Evo Zap in hand, so neither of them go anywhere. And Evo Xy will full kill all my stuff. I tank these minions with my minions. I'm down 3,000 damage. How do I do this? I'm gonna Ghost on top like this, so that the Ghost will tank for one minion. Or not. How do I do this? Oh wait, he's gonna Giant Skelly the bridge and I'm gonna die because I wasted my P.E.K.K.A. Yeah, that's my fault. Alright. I mean, I'll give it a shot. Wait, why didn't I never have my Evo Zap? Alright, I'll ram this, try and keep my Ewiz alive a smidge longer. The Ewiz is not targeting the Prince still. I'm gonna ban it like this, try and pull my P.E.K.K.A. over, but it's not gonna work. Alright, that's game. Well, we're in the thick of it now. I've played one, I went up one, I'm down one, now I gotta play one in order to get back to where I was, and this is where the tilt begins, so, this might end up being a long episode. So, I guess I'll just, start with Ram. I realized I just said a second ago that I'm not supposed to play Ram first play, so I could literally lose the game off of this, but since he plays Lumberjack, I won't lose. I really gotta play more careful, man. I'm just gonna defensive poison this, and then, probably... I love that. So I might actually have just straight up lost the game off of that, first Ram there, because if I didn't Ram, then I wouldn't have had to poison, and if I didn't poison, then I would have had something for his pump, and then, I would have had an easier time dealing with his, Golem or 3M that he's about to play. Only two decks he could possibly be playing right now are Golem and 3M. I'm gonna Ghost with this, so what I need to do right now is somehow get a positive 2 trade in order to get myself back in this game. Prince probably means Golem. I just took a negative 2 trade, which of course you do not love to see. What do I do here? I think that I P.E.K.K.A. This is very aggressive, but, he E-drags the back? He should have E-dragged way higher than that. Anyway, we do know that he's playing, we do know what he's playing now, which is Golem. I got, a pretty decent trade out of that, because, my P.E.K.K.A. killed his Lumberjack very quickly. If I activate King Tower off, this is gonna hurt a lot. But I don't think I should. And I miss it. Okay, I should have either activated King Tower or not activated King Tower. I shouldn't have done neither. Alright, I get a bandit dash, which is very nice for me, so I'm not actually even down damage, and I save my poison this time for his pump, and he lets the entire minion... Wait, he's gonna go in the back, isn't he? If he golems the back, then I think I ram the low health lane to try and secure that tower, and then P.E.K.K.A. defensively. He's got Evo E-Drag, which means that I'm going to have to just P.E.K.K.A. and nothing else for this defense. If I play anything other than just the P.E.K.K.A., I'm dead. I have to have the P.E.K.K.A. kill the Prince first here, because if the P.E.K.K.A. starts on the golem, then he'll probably curse on the P.E.K.K.A., and then he'll just be dead. I'm gonna Ghost the Bridge because I cannot play more than one unit on this defense, because that's just how Evo E-Drag works. Zac, make sure that the P.E.K.K.A. stays alive for maximum duration. This is not gonna work. Yeah, the rage there just barely makes my P.E.K.K.A. go down, so I'm losing my entire tower here. Interesting play by him. I still have to respond to this Prince, which is really annoying. Especially considering the Golem has such high health right now. Alright, I have to minion. I have to actually bandit this or else I'll get 3 crowned. And then I have pretty much nothing for the E-Drag, so it's kind of just game now. Well, that's it. I didn't have my poison in hand for the first one, which meant that I was down from the beginning, and since I was down from the beginning, I never came back. As time has passed, like in this season, since it's been the first time in a long time since I've been to the top, and I'm realizing that I'm actually not that good at the game. I make a lot of one-card mistakes. Like, of course, the people who are beating me aren't exactly good at the game either. I'm getting starting-handed quite a bit of the time, but I know what I should be doing right in order to not get starting-handed. So, it's kind of just I should play better. I have my Zap in hand, so I'm not getting starting-handed this time, at least. He really did go for it, though. Crazy. I'm gonna bandit this. I don't want to take the Fireball on tower. Besides, he's gonna have to spend Elixir for it. I was kind of hoping the bandit wasn't gonna dash backwards, though. Fire Spirit, Miner, Bats, Rascals. I have no idea what this guy's playing right now. I think I P.E.K.K.A. this. I really wish I had Elixir for poison right now, but I kind of just don't. I can't risk him having arrows for my minions, so I think I just E-Wiz this. Alright, Mortar's dead. He's really committing to that mortar, dang. Really committing to that mortar. He's kind of crazy. Skelly's Bar Barrel, Bats, Rascals, Miner, Fire Spirit, Mortar. I've seen 7 of his 8 cards already. His last card's probably Arrows, if I had to guess, because he's only got 1 spell, and with 1 spell you can't really do much except for Arrows. You need a medium spell, you can't play small spell only. I'll zap this. If I zap the tower, it's not going to be as much value. I can't poison that because I need to save my poison for his P.E.K.K.A. I mean, not his P.E.K.K.A., for his Mortar. At least to get 1 Rascal Girl down. I can just Ghost the second Rascal Girl and the rest of this will be dead. So, Ghost the Rascal Girl. I'll have to minions this too because the barb won't pull. Alright. If he has arrows, it's probably the time. Oh, Rocket is his only spell. Interesting. Minor Rocket, Skelly's Spirit, Rascal's Mortar, Bats. Maybe he does have a small spell, actually. Oh, get the E-Wiz. Okay. Jeez. No time to talk for that one. I really had to make sure that E-Wiz got down there. I think that I ram here, try and make him waste his mortar on defense. I want to give him... I don't even really care about giving him defensive mortar cycles all that much, because what matters here is just that I get out his Evo mortar, because his Evo mortar is his only good way of winning this match. It's like he's playing the minor... It's like he's playing the, that old mortar cycle deck, but with, Miner in it for some reason, and also, like, utter nonsense for his support. I decided to P.E.K.K.A. the back, not same lane, because, when I P.E.K.K.A. same lane, he's just gonna rocket it. Now I can finally get my poison down, so this is gonna be very nice for me. He doesn't have any cheap, tanks, so he decides to get a whole 5 elixir to that lane, which is not a good play by him. My Ghost will help me counter that mortar there, and the mortar even locks onto the P.E.K.K.A. How's this gonna work? The minions aren't getting targeted, that's gross! Alright, I think this is just game right now. I don't know what caused him to be in such a bad cycle. I think it was overcommitting with that mortar on offense, but, oh, actually, these bats are gonna be a real hassle to deal with, but I wasted my Evo Zap on the Rascals there. The poison should kill at least most of them, but, I think this is still game, though. Yeah, this is still definitely game. Alright. Back to where we started. How long do you think it's gonna be until I can make it, to the next win? I really should have made this a one-game episode. So, yeah, like, I pushed a lot before this episode started, and you know what the push was? The push was immediately tilt down a bunch of trophies, and then spend the rest of the time trying to get back to where I started. I have to zap this cycle of my E-Wiz. That's my best play right now. I could lose the game off of this individual cycle, because he played a risky card like I-Drag, but high risk, high reward, so, looks like we're facing, and he's going all in. Have fun. Minor poison Skelly Barrel. Very odd. I have to let this iDrag go now. If he has freeze, I'm just dead. He doesn't, but I do lose 800 damage, so he could just sit back and minor poison for the rest of the game and realistically win. No, he lets go of the ghost? Jeez, alright. Minor poison, Skelly Barrel, Barb Barrel, iDrag. I don't think I saw bats. Bowler? What's with the mid-ladder today? I hadn't faced a single mid-ladder deck all day long, and then suddenly it's just 2 of them once I start recording. I don't know what to play right now, because I can't exactly cycle a bandit into a bowler, but I can't exactly cycle any of my other elixir. Alright, I think I E-Wiz and then minions and then just eat a bowler shot, and I'm dead. I need minions this lane. Just like that. There was nothing I really realistically could have done there. I needed to have my minions in the lane that he had this mini P.E.K.K.A down, so it's just already over. The only thing I could have done was know beforehand that he had his mini P.E.K.K.A and, well, that's just it. I will still give it a shot. You can see that I stand a chance at winning in these matchups, but it's not nearly as good of a chance when this guy's playing poison, because that means that he can confirm take my tower anytime instead of me being able to force him to take a negative trade. Okay, I just have to give it up now. There's no way I can defend an Evo Skelly Barrel. Not even a point in trying. I will minions this because I don't want to get 3 crowns, but yeah, this is not looking good at all. I'm down an entire tower with no real compensation on his princesses. I'm gonna go for P.E.K.K.A the Bridge because his best counter to that is iDrag and Bowler is not a good counter. He's got poison, right, I forgot about that. Get the zap. Okay, I got the zap, but I still don't get anywhere with this. I meant to tap my ghost there instead of my zap, so it's not working out very well. He's got enough elixir for Bowler, so this game is just over right now. What I had to do was I had to know that he had mini P.E.K.K.A and then just play differently. I had to play differently, and after I knew how I had to play, there was no way for me to come back, so Casino Royale, nothing I could have done. It happens a lot of the time that way, where you need to have a different card in your hand, and you just don't, and there was no way for you to know that you needed that card in your hand, but there was also no way for you to come back after you didn't have that card, so it was functionally over. Alright, Ghost Zap. Oh, the Ghost actually splashes the Heal Spirit, which is very nice. All in first play, everybody just plays on luck, huh? Why would you be good at the game when you can just Casino Royale them? Ram, Heal Spirit, Zap. I'm gonna leak Elixir here because it's Duchess, and it doesn't even really matter that I'm up to Elixir. Alright, I have to E-Wiz this. I can't P.E.K.K.A because I'm pretty sure whatever he's playing I need a sec. Well, like, I could P.E.K.K.A, but if I did P.E.K.K.A, there's a chance that I could be killed off rip for that. I kind of had to ram early there in order to keep the ghost off my E-Wiz, which is kind of annoying. He lets that go, so that's Barb hits. Very nice. I'm up 1,000 damage now, so I got my game-winning lead. Looks like we're facing did he just try to Gold Knight ability that and it just didn't come out? Anyway, I got my game-winning lead now, so I got a huge advantage. That was good heal spirit value, so he gets a couple barb shots on my tower. So I'm not quite game-winning, but it's still a solid lead. 400 damage is quite a bit. Especially when we're playing Principled, and now that we're past the first cycle, odds are neither of us are going to get annihilated for no good reason. Plus, I know what he's playing, and he knows what I'm playing. So we're going to actually have a real match of Clash Royale instead of Casino Royale. I have to ghost this, which is kind of awkward. E-Barbs. Okay, if he has arrows, I'm dead. Didn't know he had E-Barbs. I'm gonna have to bandit the Evo Ram, and then I have to bandit like this, tank the Heal Spirit, and then have it dash afterwards. Or not. No dash. Alright, I've got a game-losing well, actually, I don't really have a game-losing disadvantage right now, because I've got Big Spell and he doesn't, which means that I still stand a chance of coming back here. But I am down quite a bit of damage. I didn't know that he had the Ram, and, well, no, I did know that he had the Ram. I didn't know that he had the E-Barbs, and I had to play differently. So E-Barbs, Golden Knight. Why is it that every game this episode, I just don't know they have a card, and as soon as I don't know they have that card, it just costs me so much. I'm gonna P.E.K.K.A the back here. I can play pretty well onto the 2 Musketeer lanes. I can just Ghost E-Wiz that, so that's not my problem. It's the single Musketeer lane that can cause more issues for me. Okay, just poison. Everything's gone now. Better be gone. It's not gone. I should have tower traded. That's my fault. I actually know that was straight up my bad there. I knew everything that was going on, and I could have played better. And now the 3M will kill all my stuff. So this is the kind of game where I say actually I'm kind of bad at the game because there was an objectively correct play there that I could have made. Granted, I've never played in this matchup in my life, but I'm smarter than that. I should have known. Well, we're 2 down. We're 2 matches down now, so the video duration increases. I can't ram first play. I could realistically zap first play, but if he's playing bait, that could kill me. So there's nothing I can do right now. I'm just gonna sit and wait. I can get starting handed for no matter what I play. I can also get starting handed for not playing anything. So it's kind of just how it goes. I don't know what princess and leaking means. Probably graveyard plays cannoneer, so not princess, not graveyard. Princess and leaking. Golem plays. Golem could be princess. I don't like double time into Golem, so I'm actually going to go to the back now. 3 elixir, you can't really get killed for playing. Oh, is he playing triple tank? I can't P.E.K.K.A into that, because if he is playing triple tank, then I'll just die for playing it, because he'll defend my P.E.K.K.A, and then the person who defends the other person's P.E.K.K.A is the one who wins. Plus, I already committed a ghost to that, which means that I can't, I no longer have a P.E.K.K.A elixir. Alright, I lose my bandit, I lose my entire counter push. I think I took a negative trade for that, but I think he's going to leak it away, because he's playing passive. Alright, I can P.E.K.K.A into this one, though, because I haven't committed any elixir to this lane yet, which means that this is just a 5 for 7 straight up. It's a negative 2 trade, but I got a whole P.E.K.K.A out of it. If he spams this lane, I'll learn from the 3M matchup that I just have to tower trade him. I would like to get my king tower up sometime, but I sense that he's never going to let me do that. Since he's not playing Chef, I can actually just poison this. Looks like we're facing the triple tank matchup, but this guy just doesn't have Chef leveled up. Gob Giant, Gob Machine, Prince, Furnace. That's all I've seen? I think that's all I've seen. Minions. 5 of 8. Alright, I don't have to do anything about that. I do have to do something about that. I'll ban it, and then Ewiz afterwards. Very nice timing. I also have the minions this. Since he wasted his rage, he can't curse this anymore because the minions will actually survive the curse. I take a bit of damage there, but that's just how triple tank works. You're almost always going to take damage, and since he overcommitted on offense, he has to take some damage back. Very nice. Might as well zap, start cycling to my Evo Zap, because I want Evo Zap for his minions. I'm going to wait, because I'm up 700 damage. It's on him to make the comeback here, so I can just sit back and relax. I have poison for his furnace, so that's not really going to help him all that much. I can do the P.E.K.K.A play at the same time again. He can try and go for God Giant minions here, but I've got Ewiz in hand, which means that I can make some good stuff happen along that. He's probably going to try and minions this, very good. And I'm going to Ewiz, Evo Zap, get the Zap down ASAP, very good. He does get the Curse Rage, but I have minions, so everything will work out fine here. I had to minions that, because if I didn't minions that, then the bandit would have died, and the gobs tanking for the gobs, tanking for the gobs, and infinite gobs. He takes some damage, very nice. What? Oh, because he's trying to... Okay. I believe that actually I can P.E.K.K.A this. No, I can't. I can't P.E.K.K.A that, because, first of all, I just didn't have the elixir for it. I would have been able to get my P.E.K.K.A down just now, and the P.E.K.K.A would only be in one lane, then I need that Ewiz to help me out on the opposite. Alright, the Ewiz should come back and help me, hopefully. Yeah, very good. That's a lot of damage, though. He arrows is very late, which is not a good play by him. How am I going to do this? I'm down 700 damage now. So what happened on that push? I had to... I don't know what I had to do differently. I'm going to stop countering his furnace with my poison, but because I need my poison for his minions, but since he just wasted his minions, now I can counter his furnace with my poison. Oh, he's Gob Gianting alone. Why? Okay. Wait, don't tell me that actually takes my tower. He needs to play more spells than that. He doesn't have enough. He needs arrows... He needs 3 spells to kill me, not just 2, which means that I stand a chance of coming back here. I'm going to poison this, hope that my ram can get through. The minions are going to retarget onto the ram. The prince will also help him out with that, so I think this is actually just game now. I don't know what I did wrong there. I think that, yeah, that's game. So, what did I P.E.K.K.A? I P.E.K.Ka'd his Gob Machine, and that was good, but then he kited it with his Gob Giant, which was bad. So I think that what I had to do was I had to not P.E.K.K.A his Gob Machine and just take the negative trade outright. We are down 3 games now. So I had to not let him get a Gob Giant kite, because as soon as he Gob Giant kites my P.E.K.K.A, it's just game losing. I might as well cycle my Zap in return, get some Evo Zap cycles. I don't know what he's playing. Zap alone, probably Bridge Spam if I had to get... Never mind. Actually, probably Lava Hound if I had to guess, because Evo Zap typically means some sort of heavy beatdown, and with Barbs, that's most likely to be Lava. Lava is not a good matchup for me, because his air cards can wreck my P.E.K.K.A pretty... Whoa. Alright. Barbs Golem. if you insist. I'm gonna P.E.K.K.A the back, because P.E.K.K.A alone should mostly solo a golem. It's not the best solo in the world. You still take quite a bit of damage, but it's a good trade, because it's only 7 for 8. So, I have to kill that Empress somehow, by some magic, but since she's got such a long range, I can't realistically E-Wiz snipe her, so I'm gonna minion snipe and then ram opposite, and just pray that some of my minions come back to help me. Okay, I can poison that, I won't lose my tower. I might lose my tower. No, I don't lose my tower. Very good. That zap actually saved me a lot of damage there, because if I didn't get that bandit down there, then the pig would have been tanking for the bandit. He's playing bridge spam with Golem. Sneaky Golem bridge spam. Ghost Bandit, Mother Witch Empress, Barb's Golem. I think that bandit charges on his tower if he lets that go. He does not let that go. Alright. Do I let this go? I don't think I let this go. We're both playing bridge spam, which means that we can afford to play 1-for-1 on our cards. Ah, very good. Very extremely good. No Air Empress this cycle means that I'm getting a positive trade, because every Air Empress is a negative trade, so at least if I get the no Air Empress, I stand a chance for a little while longer. He's probably going to Mother Witch these minions, by the way. I'm going to just E-Wiz, actually, because the Barbs will help me out with those pigs, so I don't really have to worry about this. Yeah, very nice. Also, because the minions have such an absurd range, they hit the Mother Witch before the Mother Witch can even get more than a single pig. Alright, I'm liking this. He's going to have to commit another golem to the left lane here, which means that he's going to give me a P.E.K.K.A on his right lane. I'll bandit. Very good. I think that I actually P.E.K.K.A the bridge and then Evo Ram for the tower. Not in range of King Tower here, because he has to choose between defending his golem and defending his tower. He can't do both. Unless the Ram just decides to not do existence. Okay. That was really bad, actually. The Barb's push there cost me a lot, almost my entire advantage. I'm losing my tower here, and I'm not getting anything for it. Alright, I'll just poison this and then Ghost afterwards to kill the bandit. I'll try and keep the bandit in poison range at least. What is that? Why would you do that? That's kind of really bad. Alright. Maybe this guy doesn't know what he's doing. I thought he knew what he was doing, but Barb's Zap the Pocket shows me that he doesn't. I'm going to P.E.K.K.A minions the Pocket because he's down a lot of elixir right now. He was spending elixir that he did not have on that push that he played right there. So that should just be game. Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking. Barb's Zap the Pocket while down elixir. And it's not just that he was down elixir, I didn't even have an improper cycle for it. There was still a ghost on the map. Am I really getting mashed with players that bad? I should get starting handed less often. My fault, I'll be luckier next time. Cannoneer probably means graveyard. Looks like he's playing a suboptimal graveyard variant with Witch. I can poison a Witch okay in single time because he doesn't have enough elixir for graveyard poison. So I'll just E-Wiz that and then minions the graveyard if he decides to play it. Nothing? What? Exy. Okay. Not graveyard then. I think I cycle an E-Wiz into that. I can't play my P.E.K.K.A yet because I could get killed for that. I can't play my bandit opposite. I don't want to play my bandit same lane into the Exy because you can get tower lineups or good value by protecting the Exy. I could have swore the Exy was going to retarget on the... Oh, the bandit's untargetable during dash, so it just doesn't retarget even though the E-Wiz did stuff. Alright, I don't like this right now. I have to P.E.K.K.A this. There's no other card that I can play. If I Ghost, I have to spend extra elixir or take a bunch of damage. If I minions, he just abilities and kills my entire minions for 1 elixir. He lets the minions go on his RG, which is crazy, because minions do Prince level DPS. They're a lot like the aerial version of a ground Empress, which is kind of funny to say, but you're gonna Witch this, by the way, so I'm gonna pre-poison for that. Show me your Witch. There it is. Don't. Just stop. Stop doing that whole existing thing you're doing. Alright, I get 2 P.E.K.K.A shots, so that's a game-winning advantage now. I can just sit back and relax. I do have to E-Wiz this, which is going to be a big negative trade, but considering how much damage I got, I'm okay with that. I might actually bandit this instead, just tank the Witch damage. I mean, tank the Witch damage on my bandit, because he still has to respond to that to keep from losing his tower. He's got Fisherman RG, which is a problem for me, because Fisherman RG actually beats P.E.K.K.A. I think that I just zapped this. Very nice. I timed the zap so that the tower doesn't get slowed down. Do I cycle a Ram? I think I cycle a Ram. So, he's got Monk, RG, Fisherman, Exy, Witch. I can't cycle minions because he's got that thing down. I take the poison here. Poison is good tower damage. It's 278, I think, and it hits the Exy, hits the Monk. I have to minions this again. Can't Can't P.E.K.K.A because Fisherman exists. The mere existence of Fisherman makes it so that I take damage every time he RGs. I still need 2 poisons and a zap to finish tower. Give me poison value, please. There we go. Okay, I ignore the rest of this Exion counter push now. I'll ghost the back this lane. So I just need I need to survive one more cycle. Did he give up? I think he gave up. He did not give up. Okay, this is not over yet. I'm actually going to P.E.K.K.A this, because his Fisherman's going to get distracted for a long time, and there's physically not enough time for his RG to take my tower now, so he would have to RG into my P.E.K.K.A here, and it's just not going to work in time. Alright, well, we're back to only one game below where we started. This is what I did this morning. I immediately lost a bunch of games and then spent all early afternoon trying to get back. And Lava first play. You'll love to see it. I don't even know how to play Lava with this deck. What am I supposed to do right now? I don't even know what ground units he's playing. I could get killed for playing any of these cards. I guess I'll just minions the back and pray. The most likely thing he's playing is Curse Empress. There's the Empress. I have to P.E.K.K.A this. Empress is great value into P.E.K.K.A, but I can't not P.E.K.K.A because if I lose my minions there, then I'm just dead. Alright, well the P.E.K.K.A kills the gobs at least. It almost goes down itself. He's got Miner? Alright, I lose almost all of my tower here, if not all of it. I zap this, try and keep some of my health, but because he's just keep playing cards in front of the Empress, it's game over. There's nothing I can do about somebody who plays cards in front of an Empress. That's how overpowered cards work. Alright, least I can do is try and battle ram here, punish him for overcommitting, but of course he's not going to get punished for overcommitting because it wasn't an overcommit. He didn't overcommit because he took my entire tower for it, and he just got too much value off the Empress. Alright, yeah, I have to... I need a splash card in my deck. Maybe I should be playing Wizard. Too bad I don't have, level 15 Wizard. Curse, Miner, Zap, Minions, Empress, Barbs, Lava. He got one more card in his deck somewhere, I think. Anyway, I'm down an entire tower and 300 extra damage, which is very fun. I don't really know what I can do about that. I think that if he goes Lava the back, I just P.E.K.K.A the bridge because he doesn't have his Barbs in cycle for a little bit. He's playing passive now. He got his lucky starting cycle, which means that he can just play passive and defend me for the rest of the game. He's got most Lava Curse decks actually play enough ground units that they can straight up just full defend. Okay, he spends 5 elixir for my minions, for my bandit there, so I've got something going here. There's the Empress, so this lane is already dead. Least I can do is just minions to force out the Curse Rage, and then I can go for Ram Ghost opposite of that once he's spent his negative trade. Alright, that's good. He's going to Barbs that side. I'm going to Bandit this, try and keep the Empress off my E-Wiz for as long as possible. The Ghost actually comes back, which is very nice to see. I can't minions this because he's just going to Curse Rage again, and this time it would be so much value it would be a negative trade instead of just getting positive trades for offense. The Empress is still alive by some magic. I'm going to have to minions this, and he's got that going. So this is already game. I have to wait for everything to be as close to dead as possible before I E-Wiz this, and I'm still going to take a whole lot of damage this cycle. Alright, he's got his Barbs back in hand, so there's literally nothing I can do right now. I'm going to Bandit, try and bait out something, and then go for Ghost Ram opposite lane. He Barbs the middle. The Ram actually would connect through that, but it's just over. I had to not get unlucky in my starting hand, and if anybody wants to beat you off luck, they just can. Which is, if I had to guess, the reason why Mo Light is in first place every season, because if somebody just wants to get lucky into you, they just can. Alright then. We're playing Casino Royale, and we're facing Chef. I can cycle 3 elixir cards. If I cycle anything that isn't a 3 elixir card, I will die, though. I can poison this because he spent 4 elixir on that. He still needs to spend elixir on my bandit, so I'm fine with this. As long as you play your bandit before they play their furnace, bandit will dash on the spirits, and the spirits will not hit the bandit after she dashes. If you play your bandit after the furnace, then it doesn't work. I should not have ghosted that. I should have ghosted opposite lane instead. I don't really know what to play on this, because I've realized now that I cannot, under any circumstances, allow the machine to be hit by my P.E.K.K.A. He's not playing... Actually, he might still be playing Gob Giant. I can't tell. There's no way for me to tell. I'm going to wait for the machine to get in range of my E-Wiz so it won't rocket anymore, and then P.E.K.K.A afterwards. He Gob Giants into that, which is honestly a good play, because my P.E.K.K.A is practically dead anyway. Now that he wasted the Rage, I can do this, and I'm only going to take a lot of damage instead of my entire tower. Great. Well, I am learning, however, slowly. Machine, triple... He's got triple tank, bar barrel, curse. I don't know if he's playing rage or zap. We'll see. Bar barrel, curse, small spell, triple tank. He's got 2 more cards in his deck somewhere. There are a lot of ways this could go right now. Minions, that's 7 of his 8 cards. Furnace, that's 8 of his 8 cards now. So I know his entire deck. Well, I don't know what small spell he's using, actually, but I do know that there is a second small spell in there. Because the Furnace actually gets the Pancake level up, it'll survive the poison, I think. Yeah. Furnace that gets a Pancake just survives poison. It's fun. It's the way that the game is. I can't P.E.K.K.A into that, even though it would be good P.E.K.K.A value. He gets such a positive trade by kiting the P.E.K.K.A, then I just lose anyway. So I have to E-Wiz this. And then just eat whatever damage I take on defense afterwards. I'm actually going to battle around this, because he doesn't have the most for this. Very nice. What's he playing? Rage is his small spell. I can't play any elixir on that side, because I gave him too much value with my minions, so I'm just going to Ghost and then E-Wiz this. I can't P.E.K.K.A this lane, too, because of the whole God Giant existing thing. I had to overcommit on that lane because I was dealing with overpowered cards, so I have to P.E.K.K.A late on this lane. I'm liking the amount of value I'm getting from that P.E.K.K.A, but I think I'm just losing tower here. Yeah, he's got enough elixir for Cursed Rage. He doesn't have enough elixir for Cursed Rage, so if I do... I might take his tower here, but he also might cycle around to a second God Giant because he's got so many 2 elixir cards in his deck. His deck also has the overpoweredness of Cycle. What is that? Okay. Oh, Evo Furnace. Of course. Why wouldn't he? Alright. So I guess it's just an unwinnable matchup then. Because even if I play absolutely perfectly, he gets an automatic positive trade just by playing cards. And then once he has a positive trade, he can play his God Giant, force me to P.E.K.K.A, and then either get around to a second God Giant or use the Evo Furnace. So the only way for me to win that matchup is for him to not be able to Evo Furnace or not be able to outcycle me. But just by nature of his deck, he can outcycle me. And by nature of his Evo Furnace being Evo Furnace, he can play that way. So realistically, it's not even a matter of me being good anymore. It's just me getting matchup. I saw that somebody's top 1,000 in the world with this deck, and this deck fits my playstyle a lot more, so I guess I'm going to try this for the rest of the push. I've never played this deck in my life either, but, I mean, hey, if I'm going to get to top 1,000 in the world with no experience at all, I might as well do it with something that fits my playstyle. Cannoneer could mean a lot of things. I think that I poisoned that. I would like to Rocket it, but, Rocket is very aggressive. I don't know what deck he's playing. It's still possible that he's not playing Graveyard like that, so if I had Rocketed, I would be dead right now. Not predictable at all. I get King Tower. I don't get King Tower? The Tesla targeted this one instead of the gobs that were... Yeah, that sounds like an intentional interaction that was programmed correctly. The Tesla targets the one that was ultra far away instead of the one that was right next to it. So what I'm going to have to do here is I'm going to have to play everything outside of poison range, by the way, because he's probably playing poison. But I'm also going to have to take absolutely 0 damage from these drills and then poison rocket cycle. He tries to play the opposite lane, which is an odd play. I'm just going to straight up poison tower and then knight for this furnace here. Or maybe pest the furnace. Odd decision to play like that. He's giving me my king tower. Maybe he feels bad that I got cocked out of it last time. Alright, I'm going to miss my skellies. Alright, yeah. I just have to eat all that damage there. I guess that's my fault for poisoning nothing. Mighty Miner Breakers, Furnace, Berserker, Drill. He hasn't shown me a big spell yet, but he's probably got one. What are his other cards? I need to know this, because these things can kill me. Furnace, Berserker, Mighty Miner, Fireball. Interesting. I might Rocket Tower here. It's very aggressive, but I need to come back in some way, and this is one of the better chances I'm going to have to do it. I'll Evo Tesla like this. Oh man, okay, that's a big problem. That's a humongous problem now. The problem is that the Fire Spirits actually chain from the Tesla to the tower, which means that I have to play my Tesla 1 tile higher than ordinary. fact he's got Fireball is very good, actually, because I can play my Ice Wiz relatively low and it'll still full defend. Get the Tesla down. Alright. The Tesla plus King Tower should kill that fast enough. I don't think I have to do anything else here. I do have to Knight this. Alright. I didn't take any damage this cycle, which is good, but I wasn't up enough Elixir to be able to play anything else either. I have to rocket this. I can't not rocket it, so I have to be down Elixir. I'm gonna have to take damage in return for it, because he's got better cards than I do. Since the Tesla took one extra shot on the Berserker there, the log does not finish off the drill, so I take a bajillion damage for that. That's also a thing with the log nerf. If the log wasn't nerfed there, I would have taken considerably less damage as well. I had to Knight this early, and then, oh, I got the timing. That's nice, at least. Okay, I can Ice Wiz snipe this. Not that the Ice Wiz would do enough damage, and anyway. I have to rocket this, because if I don't rocket, I'm dead. I have to test like this, because the Fire Spirits will spawn. Skellies. Wait a while. Wait a while. Wait a while. Log. The log nerf killed me. I had to be up to start that game, because you can keep up with the damage if you're up damage to start with, but you can't keep up with the damage if you're down damage to start with, which means that I needed to have a better starting cycle. I needed to not poison the tower there. Alright, so how many games are we down now? 4? And now we're facing Chef, but I have full defense, so I should be able to actually win this game. It is going to be a full 5-minute match, though, because I can't really break through an offense, of course, with Ice Wiz Knight. Ice Wiz is extremely good. Ice Wiz is the opposite of a Curse or a Rage, so when they play a Curse or a Rage, you can... Wow, what a player. Alright, you can play your Ice Wiz to negate at least the effects of one of them. And Rage is defendable, at the very least. Curse, Bomber. I'm just going to leak Elixir here. Less time in the game is less time that I have to defend for. I don't really care that it's easier for him to play offense in triple time, because it's easier for me to play defense in triple time. He rages nothing. I don't have Elixir to play anything on that. If I poison, I can just die. Bomber, Curse, Rage. Alright. Machine. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I really want to get my King Tower up at some point. But in this cycle, I don't think I can, because I don't have my Ice Wiz right now. So I have to Knight this, or else I'm dead to the Gob Giant. That's good poison value, because he just gave me a Bomber, so that poison essentially only cost me 2 Elixir there. I think that actually, since the Knight goes down so quickly, I might be able to activate King Tower here. I'm going to take a whole lot of damage for it, but he doesn't have any big spells, which means that I might be okay with this. I'm down a half tower, but he can't take my tower with spells. He could be playing Lightning, actually. If he's playing Fisherman Bomber, then I'm just dead right now, because he can Lightning Cycle me to death. So I could have played my Ice Wiz on top of it, and then taken less damage, but in return not gotten King Tower. So we'll see if he's playing Lightning or not. Anyway, I'm going to need a lot of rockets to win this game. I'm actually going to rocket poison this. Poison will slow down the walk speed, and then the rocket will hit everything. Alright, Knight high, Ice Wiz low. Everything's spaced out, so we can't curse more than 2 units at a time. Ice Wiz high, NATO higher. Get that Evo Tesla going. Get those Spear Gobs off my tower. One of them targets. Don't like that I took 300 damage that cycle. So that means I can only survive for 3-4 more cycles, and I don't have I'm not going to be able to take tower in 3-4 more cycles. It takes 6 to 7 cycles in order to win the game off of spells alone. How do I do this? Knight, Ice Wiz, Skellies, Rocket. Gave me absurd rocket value there, but I can't even do anything about it, because that's just how this defense deck works. They get to overcommit as much as they want, and you can't do anything about it. I had to poison back since he overcommitted with those arrows, but poison versus arrows is... I'm getting a smaller proportion of his tower than he is of my tower. I'm gonna Knight the bridge. I can't afford to play normal in this matchup anymore. I need to actually have some sort of offense going, because I took too much damage in single time. Well, I had to not Ice Wiz the Bomber, I think. I had to just have a different cycle. Maybe I should have straight up ignored the Bomber there. NATO log. He decides to go all out on killing the Ice Wiz, and it just works. It's still good value for him, because the Ice Wiz is so important to my deck that it's okay for him to overcommit on it. I swear, they should nerf the damage that the Gob Machine thing does. I had a NATO high, and the Bomber was going to get 1 splash on my tower, so there's not even a point. So there isn't really much I can do right now, because full defense doesn't work for me, because well, no, There was a way I could have won that game. I had to have my Ice Wiz in hand. I had to not Ice Wiz the bomber. I'll give it another shot. As long as there's a physical way for me to consistently win, I believe that it is worth giving a shot. Just believe. And I logged nothing when he's got drill. That's great. Does he drill? Oh, he drills the anti... Excuse me? I played my skellies. Alright, I take a full gob stab there, and I overcommit very hard as well, so he's probably going to get more damage after that. Furnace, I poison. I'm up damage after the poison. That's nice, at least. Consolation prize. Furnace, drill. That's all I know of his deck so far. Spirit. I'm hoping the Ice Wiz gets one shot on the Spirit. It does not. He's about to drill again. I can't log this Spirit. I just have to sit here and wait. I'll Tesla this. He's probably playing Rocket Fight, I guess, based on the fact he's got Berserker. He decides to drill opposite. What is that? I mean, I guess I am... He didn't know what I was playing, so he made the wrong play. Berserker, Spirit, Furnace. He outcycled my poison here. I can't afford to poison anymore. I just have to Ice Wiz low and then Knight high if he protects. The Ice Spirit's actually good for me because that'll stall my Ice Wiz a little longer so that the Furnace won't kill it so quickly. The Berserker is just more Knight value. Really wish I had my log in hand right now. He's probably going to play that anti-log placement. I mean anti-NATO placement. No, he just played that really awkward. He should be playing on different tiles. But, bad player means that I stand a chance. What is that? Alright. Spirit, Berserker, Skellies, Furnace, Drill, Snowball. He's got a building and a big spell in his deck. Or maybe a building and log. One of the two. He's probably going to play Drill on one of these tiles. Ooh, okay. He plays it into the Tesla, which is kind of an odd placement. Of course, I do have to play my Ice Wiz into the poison, but I don't even really mind that much, because not taking damage is an advantage for me, because, I have Rocket. Call me crazy. I can poison his Evo Furnace, so I might as well Rocket the tower. I'll Evo Tesla like this, so it's out of range of, splashes with the tower. I can protect the... I can almost full protect. So I take one Gob Stab there, but that's not the end of the world, because one Gob Stab in return for one Fire Spirit, I mean one Rocket of damage is good for me. I have to Ice Wiz this. He's got that, so I'm going to take a bunch of damage in this cycle. I really need to have my log more often. I need Little Prince in this deck, actually. But if I have Little Prince, I lose to Triple Tank. It's already over, by the way. There's nothing I can do. He's got controls, and I've got Spell Cycle, and Spell Cycle is the ultimate form of control, but, of course, if you're down, that means that you absolutely cannot come back. So, what happened? When I made this deck myself, actually. The original way I found this deck was not by looking at stats decks. I looked at my own cards, and I built this, but with Dark Prince and Evo Skellies instead of Knight and Evo Knight. But, because you need the Dark Prince. If you're playing Knight, then you lose to Drill Snowball. If the Dark Prince has the Splash Tank and doesn't get pushed back by Snowball. So you need to play Dark Prince in order for the deck to be balanced. But if you play Dark Prince, your cards aren't overpowered enough to handle Triple Tank, which means that you must be playing Knight. So if you play Dark Prince, you lose to Triple Tank. If you play Knight, you lose to Drill Snowball. So this perfect control deck isn't exactly perfect. P.E.K.K.A. Bridge Spam just automatically loses. I could play my, this deck. This deck also just outright loses to Triple Tank, because, it just doesn't have the DPS. I would need to be playing Evo Dark Gob, which I do not have, I believe. How far am I off? I could max out Evo Dark Gob right now, but I don't think I'm that crazy, am I? Am I really gonna get an Evo for one season? It takes me 3 seasons to get one Evo, so, it'd be a heavy commitment in order to do that. I don't even know why I have that in my deck slots. I could play Giant Cycle. I know Giant Cycle is trash, by the way, but if I'm going to go down, the least I can do is go down and play... Oh yeah, by the way, this is the deck that I tried building myself. I put in Berserker because, clearly if I need more overpowered cards to beat Triple Tank, then I should just slap in Berserker. I use a card boost push on that. You know what? Yeah, sure. If I'm going to go down, the least I can do is go down playing a deck that I actually like playing. Giant Cycle is one of my favorite decks in the game. It's not easy to play, and it's in fact extremely terrible, but it's got my favorite Ranger, which is Musketeer, Mini P.E.K.K.A. everybody loves, and it plays Minor Chip, but without poison, so it's like the least lame version of Minor. Alright, I think I cycle around to my Musketeer here, because I need a Musketeer for this. I can't mini P.E.K.K.A yet, because he's probably got triple tank. And with triple tank, I can't afford to waste my mini P.E.K.K.A except for the God Giant. On anything except for the God Giant. I'll miner like this so that it wastes one rocket, so that I've got maximum duration before the machine locks onto my Musketeer here. Musketeer is my one and only good counter to Furnace. So if I ever face a Furnace Graveyard deck with this deck, I automatically lose, because they just poison my Musketeer, and then I take a negative trade on their Furnace. I can actually Giant mini P.E.K.K.A this Prince here. Oh, the Cannoneer nerf actually helps me out quite a bit there. Alright, E-Spirit, Giant. I really need the Prince to not lock on my mini P.E.K.K.A. Very good. Zap this. I like this cycle, actually. I don't like this cycle, actually, because the curse will make this painful. Alright, so, I'm up a bit of damage, but that's only because he played bad. So he's got Curse Rage, Minions, Gob Giant, Prince. Machine. So he's playing triple tank, with triple tank, double small spell, minions. That's what I've seen so far. Mini P.E.K.K.A and Furnace. Of course he's got Furnace. Why would he have anything else? So Mini P.E.K.K.A is really good into triple tank, actually, because you can just cycle 1 or 2 Mini P.E.K.K.As, and 1 Mini P.E.K.K.A for 4 elixir handles 1 of the 3 tanks alone. I love that they buffed the Fire Spirit jump distance right before giving Furnace this mega overpowered buff. Alright. So what do I do right now? I can't Bats because he's just got Curse Rage. If I give him Bats, I'm giving him a minion horde by playing that, so there's just no good reason for me to. I can Zap Spirit these minions here, but I do lose my mini P.E.K.K.A in the process, but I guess that's just expected, considering mini P.E.K.K.A doesn't have that much health. I'll Bats this because there won't be another rocket launched. I'll also Miner on offense here. He's probably going to Rage that, as expected. I have to log this because the Rage will actually make the Gobs get to my tower there. He ignores the entire Miner because of the Curse Rage there. He should have just played Rage instead of Curse first. Evil Muskie is a cool card, but not the greatest value in the game. But it's also not the worst value in the game either. It's like mid on the scale of overpoweredness. I can actually E-Spirit for this Prince because I've got Evo Zap for his minions this cycle. On mini P.E.K.K.A, the Evo Furnace I've got nothing for, so I might just be dead right now. But I'm dead no matter what I do, so the least I can say is at least I played a fun deck before dying. Alright. Well, the good Evo Zap value there, and now I've got the crux of this deck going. So I've got a Giant, he doesn't have any high elixir, and now the Giant is tanking for the Miner for a really long time. Alright, I lose half my Musketeer health because that's how God Machine works. I'll E-Spirit and the mini P.E.K.K.A the bridge. Oh, this is a problem. I need to get the Prince to not target my mini P.E.K.K.A, but the Giant goes sideways instead of forwards. Alright, so I might just be dead right now. Let's see how this goes. I Muskie, and then I E-Spirit, and he doesn't protect my E-Spirit, which is very nice to see, and then I'll just Zap late. Oh, he's got Void! Very interesting. Bats are actually really good into Void, because they can block, they can turn the two of the 2 strikes into 5 ticks. So Bats are actually really good into Void, I'm realizing. Interesting play. Into a mini P.E.K.K.A. Not really much to say there, it's just trash. Alright. The God Machine rockets will actually mostly kill my mini P.E.K.K.A there. I'm actually going to Miner for this Furnace here because I can't let this Furnace stay alive for too much longer. I'm also going to Zap this, make sure that the Furnace actually does go down. It doesn't even go down. Cannoneer isn't overpowered at all. Alright, the Furnace finally does go down. He should have protected that realistically. I have to E-Spirit early here because if I don't, I'm dead. But if I do E-Spirit early, then I have nothing for the minions. I have to log Bats this, Evo Zap late. Probably take a Prince charge. I take Furnace damage. Alright. He's coming back. But of course, that's expected. He's got a better deck than I do. Giant is my tank. Defensive Giant is not a bad play with this deck because of just the way that it works out. I have to log this instead of zapping. Make these into low strikes. Oh, because of the delay in the bat spawn, I take extra damage here. How is he still have all of that stuff alive? Because he killed my Giant so quickly. If the Giant didn't die so quickly, then my mini P.E.K.K.A would have lived longer. And if my mini P.E.K.K.A lived longer, then I would have had more defensive power, but because of that, it's just over. Well, I think I'll call it for this episode. It's not... I'm usually not close to top 10,000 in the world, but it's a little heart-wrenching to see that I was so close this time, but my cards just slightly weren't overpowered enough for it. By By the way, I do have Evo Furnace. I played in a Barb Huntington tournament, and I won a pass, so I collected it on this account instead of my free-to-play account. But, I don't know. Evo Furnace is just yucky. Also, I don't have enough overpowered cards for it. Evo Furnace doesn't have synergy, it has overpoweredness, which means that in order to play Evo Furnace, you need to have all of the overpowered cards together. So that would be Furnace, Berserker, Empress, all of the nonsense. And since I don't have all of the nonsense, only some of the nonsense, it just doesn't work out for me. I do have some card boost potions that I just never use, so I might as well just use one. I'll give it one last effort for the end of this episode to try and push back up to where I was, but I'm not expecting anything here. This is a much better deck than I was playing last time. Since he's not got Cannoneer, I can safely cycle my Furnace. Furnace is an overpowered enough card that anytime they don't have Cannoneer, it's a guaranteed positive trade. Bomber? Probably Triple Tank or Drill, one of the two. Those are the only two decks that play Bomber right now. Looks like it's going to be Drill. I've got, what do I have? I have Barb Barrel for his Drill, which I really like to see. Because Barb Barrel is an extremely good Drill counter. I think I will Barb Barrel this Valk, though, because Furnace is overpowered enough that I can just protect it for my positive trade. Very nice. I might actually Graveyard with this. Never mind. So I was thinking that I was going to Graveyard with that because I thought he was playing a Cycle deck, but no, he's actually playing some mid-ladder nonsense, so I'm going to play passive right now. Valk, Bomber, Mini P.E.K.K.A. There's no deck in the game that plays this, so whatever he's doing, it's going to be some sort of mid-ladder nonsense, and I want to be careful of him having, you know, the whole surprise factor thing that usually costs me my games. Okay, well, not exactly much I could have done about that. I'll Furnace this side, Berserker the single lane. I don't have poison in this cycle, and I can't cycle back to it quick enough, so I'm just going to have to deal with the 3M here. I think that I Knight on top, and then Ice Whiz, Barb Barrel. I have to eat some Musketeer damage, but that's not the end of the world. I overcommit on defense, but he has to also play a lot of defense here, so I don't really mind it all that much. Mini P.E.K.K.A. Valk, Arrows, 3M. I poisoned something. What did I poison? Mini P.E.K.K.A. Valk, Arrows, 3M. Dark Up. Dark Up's very good in the graveyard, so I'm probably going to play my graveyard on this tile this game, so the Dark Up has to walk up a little bit more, and since it will walk out from behind his King Tower, he will have no perfect Dark Up placement to play. Skellies, 3M, Mini P.E.K.K.A. Valk, Arrows, Bomber. What is this deck? I think that I go in on offense, by the way. Definitely now that he just wasted his Dark Gob. I wait for the Knight to cross before poisoning the Dark Gob, because I want to make sure that I have poison on the... Oh, right, Evo Valk. Evo Valk will full bail him out in this cycle, and I also missed my poison on the Dark Gob. I'm so used to playing the poison on that exact tile that it just didn't work out. I'm so used to playing the poison on that exact tile that I played the poison on that tile even when I shouldn't have. Ice Whiz is extremely good value onto... Ice Whiz is extremely good value onto things that it can slow down, which means that even though there was 2 Musketeers in that lane, just the Ice Whiz was pretty much enough to mostly full counter it. I actually like the situation right now. I'm down a little bit of damage, but I start down damage, which means that I've gotten more damage than he has, and neither of us have been really playing incorrectly this game. Odd Dark Gob by him that doesn't snipe my Furnace. I think I go in on offense here. Wait for 1 Fire Spirit to be tanking and then Graveyard afterwards. He's probably got Valk again, so I'm just going to pre-poison for that. There's the Valk. Not an Evo this time, so that was just the wrong placement. He should have played that closer to the middle of his tower, because it gets pulled back by just Graveyard being Graveyard anyway. Alright. Furnace. Probably Berserker, though, single lane. Never mind. Hut, and then Ice Whiz. Because Skellies, yeah. I lose my Hut, which is unfortunate, but he doesn't have the Elixir to hog right now, because I've just got too many units on the board. If he does hog, then he's dead. Evo Valk bails him out again. Don't really mind it though, because I'm getting guaranteed Skelly chips because of the RNG factor. Not very many though. Sometimes if you're lucky you can get up to 500 damage guaranteed, but just not this time. Barb Barrel Ice Whiz, that full counters that side. Evo Knight, I probably should have played that low actually because it's in, you know, the whole Evo effect. Well, Gob Hut, I can't let that hog go, and then I'll just Graveyard here and that should be game. Look at all those Fire Spirits. That's disgusting. I'm not going to bother playing anything on that. Never mind, I will. Okay. I wasn't going to bother playing anything on Dark Gob, but because the Mini P.E.K.K.A. protect. And the Mini P.E.K.K.A. doesn't even protect it. That's fun. This is just a slow trickle down now, so I'll see you guys in the next match. Well, I'm facing mid-ladder nonsense because I've dropped so low now, so I'll probably see you guys once I've pushed as high as I think I can with this deck, or once I find the next good game. Not that a single game this entire episode has been good. I've played wrong or gotten... I've either played unlucky or gotten wrong in practically every game, and the games that I've won haven't been by my own skill. Wait a minute, I had an idea. Maybe I should play Logbait, because everybody is playing heavy, slow decks. And Logbait has that ultra-fast aspect. Like, the Logbait decks from last meta would do really good right here. Because, just the way that the decks work, it's just kind of uncounterable unless you're playing some sort of a fast deck. By the way, I'm losing right now because I'm playing Graveyard Mirror matchup, but he's got Princess Tower. I shouldn't expect anything even remotely resembling a good matchup today, because that's just how Clash Royale works. Okay, he poisons on defense. Very odd play by him. I guess I'll poison on offense. But, yeah, I'm probably going to swap over to Logbait this next game. Alright, so I'm going to try and make a fast cycle Logbait deck. So I have this Arrows Bait deck, but that's not very good. I need Evo Barrel, and I'm pretty sure I have Evo Barrel maxed. Hopefully. Maybe. Possibly. So first of all, we're playing Barrel Bait, so I'm going to want the Spirit Skellies. I'm going to want Princess, because Princess... No, I'm not going to want Princess. I'm going to want Dark Gob. I'm also going to want God Barrel. I'm going to be playing Evo Barrel here. Evo Skellies. No, not Evo Skellies, because Evo Skellies means automatic loss to Curse. This should work. I should play, maybe I should play... No. I like the Skarmy concept, but if he just Curse Rages, or even just Rage, or just Curse, it's full dead anyway. I could play iDrag right now. Maybe I should play... Maybe I should play OG Hound. Because OG Hound beats most of these matchups, right? Interesting. I'm looking at it, and actually, I changed my mind off of Logbait. I think I want to play OG Hound right now. So that would be... Except I'm not going to play Tombstone, because Tombstone is literally asking for death against Curse, so I'm going to play Guards instead. I could play Baby Drag over Skelly Drags. I think I might, because minions. I'd rather have Baby Drag over Skelly Drags against minions. iDrag instead of, because there's a lot of triple tank, and iDrag has the triple tank handled. There's a lot of Empress, but Empress is going to be biting away at the Lava Hound while the dragons go. And there's a lot of people playing no big spell, which means that they're going to have a hard time killing my dragons. And my Loon. What was my last card? Fireball, Fireball, I forgot about that. Of course, I haven't played Lava in a long time either, but, whatever. Okay, I haven't played much Lava in my life, but I do know that it's generally not a good play to Lava first play. You can get killed for that. There are a lot of decks that can kill you for that, especially in this kind of meta. He decides to Prince. I've got Guards for that. He has minions exactly after I waste my Baby Drag. Well, how lucky. I should have known that he had minions before we started the game and simply not Baby Dragged and eaten the Barb Barrel damage. Clearly, my lack of clairvoyance is concerning. I'm gonna Lava and then Loon and iDrag the Golem. I've got a good matchup into this because most Golem players right now aren't even playing any E-Drag, and I'm guessing that this guy won't be the first one that I see. No, actually, I should guess that he's gonna play E-Drag because, well, every game that I play this episode must be... Every game that I play today must be a bad matchup. Baby Drag actually beats the iDrag in the 1v1, which means that I can just leave them to go after that and then iDrag low. So it's a tower trade. But I think that I actually get good King Tower damage, so I'm happy with this. I'll zap these. Not like it's really going to help me all that much since the Barb tanks for the minions anyway. But at least something is going on. Do I even get the better end of this deal? So I'm going to end off at 44, and he ends off at 46. How many cards has it been since his last E-Drag? Not enough, I'm pretty sure. So he has to cycle something into this before you can E-Drag. Very good. So, yeah, there we go. I don't mind this. I'll just Guards. Guards on this lane so that they don't go same lane as the E-Drag. Anything in the E-Drag lane is just dead. Look at all that damage. He probably Golems with this. I think that I Baby Drag. If he minions... Oh, interesting. Just... Okay, he's giving me the E-Drag for free. He should have played a heavier tank than just a Lumberjack there. Interesting play. I'm going to Baby Drag and then Loon in front and then iDrag with it, because he's not going to have enough to kill my iDrag, because I'm going to have enough Elixir to play Fireball Evo Zap on his E-drag by the time he's able to get it down. Very good. So I got a Loon Shot, and I don't actually know if I got a Loon Shot, but I'm up a lot of damage, which is all I really need. So I got a Loon Shot, and I get his E-drag out of cycle, which is very nice to see. I'm going to minions the Prince once it crosses, and then this should be fine. This is actually really nice. I like this. It's been so long since I've had something reminiscent of a not horrible matchup. It's so different. Anyway, I'm going to Loon to the side so there's not an E-drag chain range. Might as well zap these. NATO, great. Alright, he doesn't actually have NATO right now, so I can I-drag this. I have to baby drag this first and then guards afterwards. But the I-drag will retarget, so that'll be fine. Since I had to play the baby drag directly on top of the I-drag, I think the baby drag actually loses the interaction there. Those Golemites are dealing a lot of damage to my tower. You can really feel that damage buff. Alright, I'm gonna hound this. Is that the good play? I don't think that was a good play. We'll see. Fireball. Sap. Baby drag. I-drag. Now that my first I-drag is dead, the E-drag won't be chaining. It should go down to the lava pups too. He doesn't have enough cycle to get around to a second E-drag, so this push is dead, but his next E-drag will be evoed. But I have evo spells, which means that I can actually kill that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to... Actually, no, I have enough elixir. Also, since it's triple time, I have enough elixir to actually do this. I can Fireball Evo Zap this. He decides to NATO to King, which is not a good play at all, and I actually win. Wow. The first convincing win all video long. I could have gotten a new PB if I stopped in the first game of this episode. They should really put something in the game where if you both say, let's go to double time, it just automatically skips to double time so that you don't have to waste 2 minutes of each other's time at the beginning of every match. It gets really boring. Or maybe they could even have like a checklist thing that says start match in double elixir, and instead of skipping to the first 2 minutes of the game, it just starts the game in double time. That would be cool. So the decks that like playing in double time can have the full 2 minutes to play instead of going to overtime in only 1 minute after starting. Alright, well it's finally about to be double time, so we'll see if anybody plays anything. Nobody plays anything. I'm gonna Loon naked, I don't care. Baby drag, probably Lava Hound too, actually. Never mind, graveyard. Don't see much baby drag graveyard anymore. Very interesting. He gets 4 guaranteed Skelly hits there, and since they spawned at once, he got 5 actually. So he got 500 damage guaranteed on my tower, which is very fun to see. I love that. Anyway, I baby drag this. He played his inside tombstone placement, which is good play, so I can't actually Loon this cycle. I will fireball this baby drag though, because after I fireball the baby drag, then I get my baby drag winning the interaction. I can also zap this. Very nice, so I get a lot of chip for that. I think I'll actually Loon while the pups are tanking here, because pups tank for a really long time. If you ask me, they should just straight up spawn 1 less pup. Oh, okay, that's bad. I thought that he was going to graveyard with that, but so I played my guards, but he didn't graveyard. But since he overcommitted with the NATO on my Loon, I can actually go in again. He doesn't have anything for my I-drag, so I can just play this here, and it's guaranteed value. The best thing he has for it is Tombstone, but he doesn't have that in Cycle right now. He does have it in Cycle now, but he had to spend so much elixir opposite lane for that, so it's not looking the greatest for him. He has to lose his entire baby drag on top of taking so much extra damage. Oh, never mind, he doesn't lose his entire baby drag because NATO. But I'm still liking the situation quite a bit. That wasn't a good hound, was it? That was a good hound. Why would he... Okay, odd. I'll just I-drag this. He's probably smart to not graveyard. No, he's not smart to not graveyard, because he still has to play something on that I-drag. Okay, he doesn't have a building anymore. I get to do this. I'm gonna fireball this. He's probably gonna NATO the Loon over to his building sometime soon. He NATOs it back. That's not a good play. I'll Evo Zap this. He has another Ice Whiz? Jeez. Everybody's got Cycle nowadays. Anyway, I hound the back here. Wait, he's probably just trying to set up for a same lane push, so I'm gonna I-drag high, make sure that his tank doesn't cross. Or doesn't cross for long. Interesting play. That's really aggressive of him, because he's not setting up his defense yet. And he still has to do something about this eye drag. And also, he's practically dead in both lanes anyway. Alright. Noble of him to be playing Splash Shard after all this time, but no. It's not overpowered enough. He's only playing one Evo. Impressive, honestly. Oh, that's a neat badge. I don't know what that purple crown is. Looks fancy. Though, of course, he's playing triple tank, so if I had to guess, he only got his badges by just being a pay-to-win player instead of being even slightly decent at the game. But I have specifically swapped to this deck with the intention of hard countering the meta, so I think that I should have a good matchup here. Unless, of course, this is the first guy that I face who's playing E-Drag triple tank. Because, of course, that would be the thing that would make the most sense, given what I've seen today. We have the Spear Gobs to lock on and then guards after. Fireball this. He's giving me crazy fireball value. He's kind of trash. Love to see it. You realize that he literally just went all in first play. He went God Giant in the back, Prince behind it, Minions behind it, and he's got Wizard for my lava. If I zapped that Wizard actually would have died because the extra split second for the eye drag to do damage would have been enough for me to get the Wizard off the map completely. I'm actually gonna loon this because these kinds of decks typically only play one anti-air, which means that I get a loon shot for this. The God Machine misses. That's nice. I've developed this, which means I'm gonna take damage on his next God Giant, but that's not the end of the world. How did the missile shoot from that short range? Yikes. Alright. Interesting rage. I'll zap in return. I'll up a half tower, but that is, of course, because he went all in first play. Alright, I drag for this. I'll probably Lava Tank and then eat some damage from the God Giant. Watch him also have zap. First time today I see Curse Zap Rage. It would, of course, be on the match when I finally have a good matchup. I decided to Hound this so that the he can't protect his, he can't snipe my dragon very easily. You know, Wizard actually hard counters Lava Hound. Isn't that just so fun? I love that he has a hard counter to my deck, or at least a card that should hard counter my deck. He's not playing good in the slightest. Also, he did just waste his loon counter, so I'm probably gonna do that. That's fine by me. I'll zap you with Evo Valk and then guards after. He got his minions down in time. That's crazy. Alright, I have to baby drag this or else the Prince will charge on my tower because the Prince buff from a while ago. And they still haven't nerfed Prince. Alright, he just wasted his Wizard again. He really wants that tower trade. He doesn't really want that tower trade. He's just trash. Alright. That's a loon shot. Okay, I'm gonna eye drag and then just straight up Evo Zap this. I'm not gonna bother playing my Valk. I know that's a little bit of a waste of an Evo Zap, but I can't play my Valk or I'm dead to his God Giant Prince. I mean God Machine Prince. And there it is. Alright. Guards on top so that the machine doesn't start hitting stuff. Alright, this is actually a problem. I have to zap this so the Prince doesn't charge. Oh, that wasn't close at all. Oh wait, actually I could have just Fireball Zapped for the game. Well, he has one cycle to kill me now, so I'm just gonna play extremely slowly. Dock the Wizard. Eye drag. He had arrows this whole time, but he didn't play it for some reason. Guards high so he doesn't get any funny business with the curse, and then just fireballs after the game. This guy should have beaten me if he was even slightly competent at the game, but he was not slightly competent at the game. Which is why I've been complaining about this whole time, because I keep on losing to people who are worse than me, who have good matchup or get lucky in the starting play, but of course there's a couple people that beat me from actually being better than I am, but I don't know. At the very least I can beat the people who are worse than me now. Because my deck isn't so underpowered anymore. Well, I think I don't lava. I'll just wait. See you guys in double. Honestly, I'm tempted to watch One Piece while I wait for this stuff to go by, but like, if I watch One Piece, then there's a chance that I'll miss him going for like all in the bridge at like 1 minute 57 seconds for no reason. What do I do about that? I think I just cycle Zap. Because I can't play any of my cards right now, or else I'll just Mighty Miner ability opposite. Looks like we're playing against the Miner Cycle deck, so this is the closest thing to high skill you'll find in this meta, because he's playing Miner Control, but he's playing Miner Control, with minion cycle as his only anti-air. But of course he's got minion cycle as his only anti-air, so he's going to have a terrible time in this matchup. I don't really mind that my Loon didn't get through. I got 2 Valk shots, and that's all I can really ask for. I do take a bit of minion damage in return, but he decides to protect them, which gives me an excuse to kill them. How does that target the miner? Excuse me? You saw that. You were looking at that. On the screen, there were minions, and there was a miner. And not only did the baby dragon finish deploying before the miner even got down, the minion was physically inside of the baby dragon, and it didn't target. I'm going a little crazy today. I don't know why he decided to Mighty Miner same lane, because that's just giving me eye drag value. Who's probably going to ability opposite lane, but I'm going to make sure he has the ability before the lava pups come out, so it's not like it's really going to help him all that much. I'm not really going to get much major chip in this game until I get the cycle where I can Evo Zap his minions. It's better retarget. Doesn't retarget. I have to zap this. Down. Alright. I take a lot of damage there, actually. I don't like that. There wasn't enough elixir for me to be able to Lava Hound in the first place. Even though I was up elixir, it didn't work because he just has 2 good cards. Anyway, he doesn't have his cannon or his minions in hand, and the baby drag tanks for a little bit, so he's going to have to poison this, and I'm going to get at least death damage. The bare minimum death damage. Alright. Interesting play. He's just giving me Evo Valk value now. 1, 2... Better get the 3rd shot. Does get the 3rd shot. Very good. He's going to miner again. I have to baby drag this and fireball. I can't let the 2 rockets go. And the baby drag doesn't come back for the miner. What's with the air cards and they're looking weird so much today? I have to eye drag this. I can't play offense. And since he's got the 3-card cycle, I probably never get to play offense for the rest of this game, which is actually probably just game over right now. I can ignore that. I can ignore that too. I can't ignore that. It's game. I have to Evo Zap this, and he's going to get back to a second set of minions, so this push won't work. I can't believe that minion cycle literally beats Lava Hound. Because in order for me to be able to take a tower, I need to have lava and both of my dragons. But I physically cannot play lava and both of my dragons because minions are such incredibly high pressure that he can force one of my dragons in one of the lanes. I could be playing Lava Zap right now. I mean, Lava Zap Arrows. Like, some people do play that, because Zap Arrows full kills a Musketeer. Also, I'm feeling annoyed that I lost that last game, because that should... According to the principles of deck building, he should have lost that game, but only because his cards were overpowered did he win. And because I'm tilted now, I'm going Lava first play. It's kind of like that one thing that you see online where it's like, the people who have a hard time at home are the ones that are rage baiters. It's like that, where now that I am mad, I am playing I'm playing risky, because I'm mad that I lost a game that I obviously should have won, according to all known laws of aviation. Anyway, he's got triple anti-air, which of course you love to see. I'm going to Valk and then Loon afterwards, because, no, I'm not. I'm just going to Valk. I should have guards that instead of Valking, because I need my Valk for his recruits. He minions. Why does he minions? Also, why does he have triple anti-air in a recruits deck? Because you're not supposed to play that. That just doesn't work. I'm gonna ignore these minions and then, Loon. Probably with guards. Fireball too. Why not? Let's just go maximum heaviness. Looks like we're gonna be playing a Fireball control cycle game, even though we're both playing heavy. So this is going to be a chip matchup where neither of us can properly break through, unless of course he's playing, that exact card. Furnace, Pigs, triple anti-air, recruits, cage. How do I break through? I need a positive trade on defense. How can I get a positive trade on defense? A major positive trade on defense. He ignores the entire baby drag. I don't have the right cycle to go in right now, so I'm just gonna zap. He places God Cage in the non-safe tile, so I can Loon to the side and get death damage. He's gonna counter it, but at least I get death damage for it. Or Zappies. I don't really mind him Zappiesing that, because Zappies is his hardest anti-air, which means that by wasting that, he doesn't really have all that much to go on offense with. Interesting recruits. He decides to 4-1 lane. I will baby drag low, because the baby drag will help me with that. Fireball this. I'd probably have to Evo Zap that if I had to guess, because the Furnace is going to do Furnace things. I think I'm going to try and not Evo Zap that. We'll see if that ends up killing me. This is going to be a long episode, isn't it? I'm going to loon this, because he decided to cage when I had, like, this ginormous counter push going. I have an odd play. He might just be dead. No, he's not dead. His cards are too good for that. Why would I ever expect him to be dead? Kiting units is really annoying, actually. It almost always gets them a huge positive trade. Sometimes I feel like Furnace should be a Fireball Death card. Like, it should die to Fireball with how strong it is. Don't nerf the range, just nerf the health by 1 tick. Alright, I have to this, and then I have to ignore that entire... I can't ignore that entire recruit, because this is my low health lane. Alright, I'm just dead. That's game. Well, I mean... I switched decks to counter the meta decks, so they stopped giving me meta decks. They give me decks that hard counter me instead. There's nothing else to really say. I mean... I was kind of intending this video to last until I could get back to where I was, but I'm not getting back to where I was. If I play P.E.K.K.A, I'm going to face meta. If I play Giant Cycle, I'm just going to face anything and it'll lose. If I play Graveyard, I'm going to face meta. Why do I have 2 graveyards? Oh, this is true. Okay. Well, if I play my old school deck... By the way, this isn't supposed to have Berserker in it. I put in Berserker because I have no morals and I want to win sometimes, every once in a while, you know? This is the original deck, actually. It's supposed to have Gobs, too, actually, so the original deck looks like this. This is my favorite deck in the game, but this has not been viable for many seasons now, because it just doesn't have enough overpowered cards. I feel like I want to make some sort of speech to end the episode off with, but there's nothing else to really say. I was going through all my decks and explaining why they don't work. This just loses to triple small spell because they just curse zap the first archers and then arrows the second archers, and I never have enough DPS to kill the triple tank. This deck is just bad. If I play against even a lightning player, it's just straight up over because lightning is extremely good into strong defensive units, and well, lightning has too much range and they don't see that. Graveyard. I also can't play Graveyard because Curse hard counters Graveyard. Also, I don't have Empress in this deck. You kind of need Empress. I mean, you could realistically play this deck, but it just doesn't work out for me. Graveyard is RNG. I've noticed a lot of games that I typically get extremely bad Graveyard RNG, so in the mirror matchup, I always lose anyway. So I typically lose playing against Triple Tank. By the way, you have to play Ice Wiz if you want to beat Triple Tank with this deck. If you play Furnace, Hut, and Ice Spirit, you just lose. So you have to play Ice Wiz in order to beat Triple Tank, but if you play Triple Tank, then you lose to other Graveyard players who aren't playing Ice Wiz, so this deck is ultimately matchup fishing as well. This deck is just trash. It's another one of my favorite decks, but just doesn't work anymore. This deck, I like playing. It can push sometimes, but only when you're facing bad Triple Tank players. A decent, a semi, slightly, kind of half-decent Triple Tank player beats this deck. So anybody who didn't start playing yesterday. I could give this deck a shot, not that it'd work, because Curse just automatically beats it, and this deck doesn't beat the other meta decks. It can beat the main meta decks, but they won't give me the main meta decks when I'm playing that, because, Casino Royale? Looks like we're facing Triple Tank. So, I did say the Triple Tank is the unwinnable matchup for this deck, so, watch in amazement as I lose. I have to gang this, no other play. Does he curse? He does not curse. Interesting. Alright, maybe I should max out Evo Darkov. Evo Darkov is a fundamentally overpowered card, and I don't think they're going to nerf it again anytime soon. Could be a good thing to do. I have to Darkov Valk this. Never mind, he gave me cannon value. Push interactions. After they changed the bridge, after they changed how the bridge works, if you play 2 heavy units in the middle, it just pushes to the side and doesn't get pulled by buildings anymore. I suppose that's my fault for not realizing that he was going for that, but I haven't faced a single, even slightly competent Triple Tank player today. Except for the one who saved his Gob Giant. I mean, I've faced like 2 competent cycle players today. I had to poison and miner this because I can't allow it to keep spawning fire spirits, but I also have to, I can't not poison it either. So I have to overcommit by 3 elixir for that. That's fun. I am at least back in the damage lead. I'm not even in the damage lead because they nerf poison damage so much. Alright. I guess I'm kind of okay with that, I guess. If a single Goblin Rocket hits my Dark Gob, I'm dead, by the way. So I have to Valk the bridge here in order to stop it from locking on. I'll cannon like this because the God Giant didn't get pushed to the side this time. The rocket locks on from that range. Alright. I can log this. Interesting Curse Rage. How do you get 300 damage? Where did 300 damage come from? He didn't get any rockets on my tower. Was it literally just the Curse Rage? No way Curse Rage does 300 damage. I refuse to accept that. Anyway, he keeps minionsing high from my minor breakers, so I'm going to minor like this and then breakers. Interesting play. He doesn't have a small... He has 3 small spells. Alright. Curse Rage Zap. That's better than Curse Rage Arrows, at least. I'm going to Valk this, because I was predicting that. I'm going to minor very far in the back here, so that he doesn't have... that won't come back to help him out for a while. Dark Elf's on tower, so I might actually win this game since he was so trash. Very nice. Alright. I'll just log the Prince and eat an entire Prince charge. I could not be bothered. So do I survive or not? Because if I defend this push, then I win. And if I don't defend this push, then I don't. Pull them back. Pull them back some more. Wait a minute, there's 13 seconds left. I probably shouldn't be trying to do the pullback thing right now. Getting high. Getting higher. Okay, I win. Yeah. Well, he was trash. Anybody can beat anybody with trash. If they're trash, anybody can beat anybody, because they're not even going to play their cards right. So I would have lost that if he was slightly competent. Maybe... Let's try another deck building episode. See if I can build a deck that doesn't lose to meta. Who am I kidding? I'm not going to build anything that doesn't lose to meta. See you guys next time. I'm giving up.